knew their biggest threat with Ward-Prowse on the pitch was set plays. We went as big as we possibly could because that was the only way we could they could score with 10 men. We still don't see it out. I think the frustration is more the last 2 home games, from being in winning positions and being in control of the game to not win the 2 games. That's the biggest frustration. It's not a blame on an individual.
Does there have to be an inquest, because that's
Yeah.
not just during your time?
No, I can't. I've said this before. I've been asked this before. I will never ever speak about what's happened before me. What has happened with me is we have set fire to 4 points from 2 home games, which anyone watching the game, it's not good enough for a club of this level. It's not good enough for me to come and say we were the better team. We need to be the better team in every game. We need to win games of football. And I know what the answer is, and we will address it in the week. There's an inquest after every game, whether we win or lose. But I'm learning about the players. I'm learning about the people you can lean on when things aren't going your way and you need to see a game out. And that's something we need to address very quickly.
Sam?
Liam, you said to TV that certain people were assigned to jobs on the pitch and they weren't doing them. Was that about the goal? Was that about... or just the general play?
No, I felt the general play. I felt the second half performance was actually miles better than the first half performance, even though we were 1-0 up at half time. Up until the red card, I felt it was wave after wave of attack. We didn't make the right decision for the moments that we created, and we didn't finish off the game when we should have. And when you don't do that, you leave yourself open. But there's too many instances, even in, and I'll be honest, in my time here, Wolves away, Crystal Palace away, Leeds at home today, where we've conceded goals from moments of lack of concentration, lack of accountability. And if we want to maximise the potential, which I know is there, we have to address that very quickly.
You've said a number of times this is a young squad and a young group of players, but following all the drop points, all the red cards, do you feel that there needs to be a little bit more cooler heads and addition, sort of like leadership in this?
No, I think youth is one thing, accountability is another. I'm accountable. I'm the head coach, I'm a manager of the team. I'm accountable for every result and every performance we have. We need to have players who you can rely on in the moment to do their job. Set plays are massive in the Premier League. They're so important. Our record this season defending set plays is not to the level which is required for us to achieve what we want to achieve, and that's something that I need to address.
Peter?
Liam, is it a mindset thing? I know you said you don't want to talk about what's happened before, but
No, I don't want to talk. It's not fair for me to talk about what it was my job.
What you saw today?
Yeah. I think there are certain values that you need to have in your team. The best teams, the teams that win titles, which is where we want to get to, they win games 1-0 when they probably haven't had the best performance. That should have been at least a 1-0 today. Even with 10 men for 25 minutes, that should have been a 1-0 at the least. I know what we need to get there. It's not down to youth. It's down to assessing the players and assessing the ones you can rely on in the difficult moments.
Jack?
Liam, you've spoken a couple of times there about working out the players you can lean on or rely on. Have you got enough of those?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah, for sure.
And in terms of the sending off, you've said before you've never fined a player or anything like that. Do you think you'll need to change your approach?
No. No. Our discipline since I've come in, which is what again I will only speak on, it's been very good. It's been very good. That was an unfortunate red card for Wes. He stepped in on a challenge. I felt there was something that could have been dealt with better before that happened by the referee and went unnoticed. But you're going to get red cards. There's too many. There's too many for sure. But in my time with the group, I think our disciplinary record has been very good up to now.
And on the mentality aspect, just when the corner was conceded, Andre put a tackle in to stop their attack and then celebrated that tackle conceding the corner. Is that the sort of thing you want to see?
Yeah, I do. I like players who enjoy defending, but the reality is we didn't do the next part well enough. I felt the only way Burnley were going to score in that moment was from a Ward-Prowse set play. I've tried to go as big as possible. Reece was stretching and I wanted to make sure I protected him. Pedro Neto was stretching, I needed to protect him. We had enough on the pitch to deal with that moment and we didn't, and it's cost us 2 more points.
Dom?
Liam, you just said in your broadcast interview that you feel like you're learning very quickly about the team. What did you learn today? Because it felt like you already knew about Chelsea's maybe propensity to switch off and lose concentration, because you learned that against Leeds. So what's new did you learn today?
I've learned, and in our record in the Premier League is we've played 6, we've won